fucking A. Let's just break the fourth wall here for a minute so we can answer the book. This is our fourth.
This is the fourth
fucking video.
This is our fourth podcast in a row. It is 2:00 in the morning on technically June 15th.
Yeah.
So we're not editing the beginning of this one out. This is actually, and what's gonna suck is this is actually the second video chronologically. So to everybody else, it's gonna be like, "Whoa, wow, you guys
we're
were
gonna
like
be burnt out like episode 2."
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So this is the E3 roundup for Bethesda. They had a conference that was more like a panel called Bethesda Land. I was really, really hyped for it. I kind of got let down.
Yeah, everyone got let down.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest. Bethesda very much, not to go super negative, but just if anyone dropped the ball this year,
it was Bethesda. They didn't really need a conference.
Yeah, which is very surprising because I mean, yet again, this is coming from someone who loves Bethesda. And, I mean, the stuff that they announced was cool, but a lot of it was just very unnecessary for the scale of, in my opinion, what I think E3 is.
Yes.
E3, in my opinion, is, hey, here's the stuff that's not just coming out, but the stuff that you need to look forward to and, like, why we're still
But they only gave us the stuff that was coming out this year and this year alone. So we didn't get anything from stuff that's in development for 2018, 2019, any kind of crazy, whatever.
Yeah. Which, I mean, let's also say this too, though, by the way, which was a plus.
Yes,
I mean,
there was a plus. Everything
it is good to know it's 100% concrete coming out this year, but it would have been really nice to see, like, maybe a new Vegas 2.
Yeah.
Maybe a full remake of Morrowind or Oblivion.
I'll get into the whole New Vegas 2 thing when we get to the last thing.
Yeah, everybody kept talking about that. I never thought that was going to be a thing for this E3. That's just
no. Well,
yes.
I got a whole whole thing I didn't even tell you.
He's got a whole thing. He's got a whole thing, people.
So let's start with the thing that we're going to talk very briefly about, which is Skyrim on the Switch. We got some gameplay. Looks really cool. We're not going to go into it now. Because we're going to go super hard into it on Nintendo.
Yes.
Because it should have been shown off at Nintendo's conference and not Bethesda's.
Yeah. But, based off how little Bethesda's was, it makes sense why they put time into it.
Yes, but in that case, they should have had Skyrim VR, which they did for Sony.
Completely agree.
They should have had that on Bethesda.
Completely agree.
So,
because PlayStation had plenty.
Yes, they didn't need any more. So we're just going to skip over that. If you guys want to hear about Skyrim on Switch, which you definitely should, you should watch
absolutely.
the Nintendo Recap.
We have a strong opinion about it.
Yes. So let's go Fallout VR. So Fallout VR is exclusive to the Vive. It will only be available on the Vive. It is $60.
Yeah.
Because it is the entire game. I was under the assumption that it was not going to be the entire game, and it was not going to be $60 because it was going to be a little VR experience.
No,
turns out it's the entire thing,
which is awesome.
It's insane.
That's so rad.
Then there is Doom VFR, and if you followed along with Doom at all, anytime there's an F, it stands for fuck. So Doom is virtual fucking reality.
The language.
It is coming to every system that's VR, PlayStation VR, Vive, and Oculus. It's due sometime out this year. The gameplay actually looks pretty cool.
Oh, I love Doom. This new Doom was fucking amazing.
Yeah,
so
and throwing it right into VR, I'm super excited.
It's going to be awesome. Breaking necks, cashing checks, I'm all for it.
Yep. The Evil Within 2 got announced.
Which is good. I mean, that was the first out of this list of things. That was the first really, like,
the first big one.
Shit, good. Like,
I think that it was... I expected it.
Yes.
I don't know...
Especially based off the way the first one ended. Not to spoil, but they faintly implied that the story needed to continue.
I think that it's going a very interesting route based off of the very trippy, very confusing trailer.
Well, my whole take of it, and to not do too much of a spoiler, but to put it in a context where people will understand, is it is very, in my opinion, I think it is based off the way they fainted the ending of the first one. I think it's going to be still in the Matrix.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Moment, if you will, where you're going to get
If you
that
haven't played The Evil Within, I recommend it.
100%.
It is done by the original director from the first Resident Evil games.
Well, and more importantly, Resident Evil 4.
Yes, yeah.
So, because the gameplay is very similar to that.
Yes.
If you need a gameplay comparison.
It's a game that I think both of us can agree that we probably should not spoil, because even though it is a big enough game, it is still a niche enough title that you probably haven't played it, and you probably should.
You definitely
Especially if you like the Resident Evil series, if you like trippy horror games, absolutely play the first one. And then when the second one comes out, absolutely play that one.
As well, too, if you want to hear a full review or story synopsis over it, let us know in the comments. We'll be glad to do a video for that.
Yeah, 100%. Do not, though, play Evil Within 2 without playing the first one. You 100% will be completely lost.
Yeah, and also the first game will be spoiled for you immediately.
Yeah, and I get that games come out all the time with sequels, and it's like, cool, I'll go get the latest one.
Easy to jump in.
Do not do this.
And
you won't get it.
And more importantly, there's a lot of, not just beside the main character, and then it's not a game setup where it's one main character and one bad guy. There's a lot of characters that get introduced in between, in the beginning and throughout, that if you see in the second one, they might have a way more impactful meaning, and you're not even going to get it.
Yeah.
Or, like, a character... I mean, by the way, this is 2, so I'm not... This isn't a spoiler because the game's not out yet. Right. You might see a character that... something terrible happened, and then they just jump in, they might look all fucked up or something, and then you go, oh, it's just a fucked up dude, when it's, no, this is a character who's been through shit, and you don't even know this yet.
The other thing, too, is to kind of explain the Evil Within without, because it's a game that you can't really understand. It's a game that literally...
You have to experience.
You have to experience because it can't be explained, but to give you some kind of reference, take the Silent Hill movies and The Matrix... and kind of put it in the same thing.
Kind of. Well, I would even, let's even just do this. Silent Hill and Resident Evil 4.
Okay.
That's it. That's a perfect way to describe it. Yeah. Silent Hill storyline and concepts with Resident Evil 4 gameplay.
Yep.
Smash it right together. It's exactly what we have.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely check it out. Anyway, let's jump on the next one
now. So the next one, we'll do this one. Sure. Because this one we kind of knew about. So they talked about Quake Champions.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Quake was
I'm amped,
the first...
personally.
Like esport game. I don't have a gaming PC, and it's not coming to consoles, so I'm not gonna play it for now. I don't think it ever will.
Well, here's my thing. I think I have an unpopular opinion. I think it will once it gets fully done on PC. Once we get all the maps, once we get everything.
That's not happening until 2020.
No, well, yes, I agree. But my thing is, I'm super hyped for it. Quake, in my opinion, is one of the only true arcade shooters when it comes to arcade arena shooters. Yeah. I'm sorry, that's a way better description of it.
I mean, I picture Quake on the same lines as the original Unreal Tournament games.
Yes, and also, even if this is gonna sound silly, but it's very similar to, as well as how they tried to make the latest Doom multiplayer.
Yes, yeah, it's the same kind of
which
concept.
will be cool in VR.
Yeah, yeah, I am excited for Quake. I'm not going to play it. Yes. I'm excited to watch other people play it.
Also, too, would have loved to see more gameplay. Another one we
instead
did not
of watching people
enough.
press simulated buttons because they were actors and clearly not actually playing the game.
Not the right move at all. Like, I saw that and I said, you got to be fucking kidding me. I said, the number one thing with Quake is you have to see the mouse go everywhere. Yep. And I mean, even if your sensitivity is set from 1 to 1,000, the fucking mouse needs to be going at all times ever. It's the one thing about Quake. You're jumping, you're doing jetpack, jump boost. Like, you have to be so on point. I don't even know why they didn't either have previous Quake people play it, or even, like, a Counter-Strike player.
Yeah.
Like, just someone
like
who's
somebody
used
who's
to
experienced.
That. Exactly.
Not
like
an actor or actress.
So, yeah, that's pretty much it for that one.
Yeah. I guess we'll do this one. So... Yeah, super random and random and unexpected is a new entry in the Dishonored series,
which we just got one.
It's not a game, but it is. Yeah, but it's not.
Well, it's doing something. It's doing something that we haven't seen in a long time. We're getting a DLC expansion.
Yep.
That is technically a standalone title as well.
Yes. So it's kind of doing what Uncharted's doing with the Lost Legacy.
But with
not really.
Lost Legacy is a full game.
Well, Lost Legacy is 12 hours.
So really?
It's not. Yeah, that's why it's only 40 bucks. It's not a full game. Maximum hours you're going to put into it on the hardest difficulty is 16 hours. Unless you try to 100% it, then you might go full. Yeah. But like Uncharted 4 was like 36 hours for me. But I also 100 it. But,
did a lot of shit. Yeah.
But it's Dishonored. It's called Death of an Outsider. It is a story expansion. So if you have Dishonored 2, you can download the DLC. They haven't made it clear as to whether or not season pass holders for Dishonored will get this for free or not.
Which is odd because it seems like the very well should be a part of
Yeah,
the season pass.
but at the same time, the season pass for Dishonored was only $25, and this is a $30 expansion.
Yes.
So I could see them not having to pay for it. It's a completely different character,
completely different area. Yep.
Completely different story.
It's all different.
Everything's all different.
Even the antagonist is different.
Yeah, and I really want to see how it compares and fits in, other than just being set in that world. Because Bethesda always does that. They always have some kind of connection.
Well, yeah, my whole thing with it is, I mean, if they're calling it Death of an Outsider, we better see the proclaimed outsider, or at least a formation of the outsiders, and get that whole scope of how that goes. Because even in the first Dishonored, when it comes to DLC, we got a whole what if campaign.
Yeah.
Which I thought was very cool, because over episodic, you know what I mean, set up for that. But yeah, this one, here's the thing, it's a good move for Dishonored. I don't think it's the move they needed, and especially I think after the results of which were sadly were lackluster for Dishonored 2, which is a shame because I loved the first one, and even the build up for 2 was good. Like, I mean, we're talking about if we're talking about
Max songs.
Yeah, but I'm saying even 2, like if we're talking about an E3 trailer for Dishonored 2, that was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
those robots were doing shit, and then even
the whole live action trailer that we got later.
Yeah. Oh, she was awesome. And then we finally got the gameplay, and it was just kind of like, oh. Ironically enough, it just more felt like an expansion of Dishonored.
Yeah.
Which that's the worst
part. This 100% is going to feel like.
Yes. 100%. Oh, yeah. It's going to feel like an add-on.
Yeah.
Because it is.
But it comes out in September. I believe it's September. September or October.
Right.
But, yeah, you pick it up for $30. If you like the Dishonored series, it's not bad for $30. Don't know how long it's going to be.
Nope.
Both Dishonored 1 and 2 are relatively short. I can't see it being any more than like 8 hours.
I was about to I give it 10 at the most.
Yeah, but I think it'll be really cool. Brand new achievements for me to try to get, since I got most of them in 1 and 2. If they give you the option to go through the whole entire game without killing anybody again, I'm going to try my best.
Oh, yeah.
Failed at Dishonored 2 because some dude died in an elevator.
It happens.
Yeah.
Well, it's always the eat by rats situation.
Yeah, I know.
Just God forbid if they're out like on the road for too long.
This one I knocked him out and I pulled him into an elevator and the elevator glitched and it started closing.
Well,
and then his body got caught. And
Dishonored 2, it's like almost impossible.
Yeah.
Like I know so many people who attempted it. It's just such a pain in the ass. And you never find out until the end of the mission. It's like God. Oh, it's very what was the one game that always used to drive me nuts? Hitman Blood Money.
Oh, yeah.
Love that game. Hitman Blood Money is one of my favorite games, like, of all time, honestly. But holy fuck, that game had so many, like, gritty moments and you're just fucked throughout, like, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, sorry. So let's talk about the last big one.
Yeah.
And then you have a whole extra thing, right? But let's talk about the...
Well, no, it's an extra thing based off of this.
Oh, okay, here we go. So big one.
Yes. So, Wolfenstein 2, the new Colossus, better known as fucking Bananas the game, got announced. The reason I say that is because oh my god, I almost said Phil Spencer. That's a tired I am. Not Todd Howard.
There we go.
The other guy from Bethesda, whose name I do not remember, came out on stage and he goes, when I first saw that, I was fucking bananas. That game, it's fucking bananas. That shit does not look fucking bananas to you.
Yeah.
And everybody was just like, woohoo, great, awesome.
Yeah.
The game does look fucking bananas.
I was just going to say, well, let's say this first. For a game that is set up like most games are, where it's like first-person shooter, you know, now in this one, though, they're just going crazy. Yeah. So, first of all, and this is in the trailer, we're not spoiling the fucking game, the Nazis win.
Yes.
So
that's part of the Wolfenstein lore. So keep in mind,
yes.
Wolfenstein The New Order was a reboot for Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, is going to be the first sequel for it.
Yes. So it's definitely that not even just the Nazis won, but they're prominent. I mean, we're even seeing, like, KKK members walking the streets openly.
Yeah. Like,
shit is going crazy. And then the whole thing...
And keep in mind, it's World War II era, but technology is crazy beyond, like, where it even is now.
That's where the science fiction is. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's where the science fiction... Well, because also, too, I mean, it's funny, because they... as science fiction as it is, I mean, they do pay tribute a lot, too, because it's like, if you think Germany in general was so much more tech and scientific heavy... they were, it sounds awful to say it, they were forward thinking in that sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I know, but just when you compare the scope, it's such a terrible, I feel like in my opinion, it's such a shitty thing to say, you know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ, forward thinking in Germany aren't always, like, You know, that was back in the day. I'm not talking about now, but back in the day.
Yeah, German people out there that listen to our podcast, you're
sorry.
not forward thinking.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you? That was a joke. I'm being sarcastic. You can't tell. I'm just tired.
But yeah. So I mean, but the whole thing, which I think makes this infinitely better, and I thought it was so creative, especially around the time frame and everything else, is the LSD trips that are happening.
There's LSD trips happening in the game, and it's amazing.
Awesome.
This dude is like
seeing
shooting
rainbows
at people, and then all of a sudden he takes a tab of LSD, and then he's trying to save a little like
salamander.
But he's like glowing different colors, and he's 2D, like he's like a drawn thing,
and the world is rainbow.
Yeah, and
it's
like
awesome.
And he picks him up and goes, "Shh, I told you to be quiet."
Yeah,
and it's just
so
like
sick.
It looks amazing.
I'm
it looks
so
much
amped.
fun.
That is where we're gonna get fucking crazy gameplay.
Yeah. Now, here's the shitty part. Wolfenstein 2 comes out the same day as Assassin's Creed Origins and Super Mario Odyssey, and I refuse to wait to play Wolfenstein. I will play Creed later. I would even buy Mario later. I want to play Wolfenstein.
What?
I have never seen a game trailer that intrigued me so much to get a game and be. I know I'm going to be satisfied with it. I know it is.
I'm saying this right now.
I'm probably getting both Mario and Wolfenstein. I'm waiting on Creed.
You were scaring me. I was like, for the record, I was like, even coming from a dude who was like, Switch was bullshit and still bought one like a fucking hypocrite. You have to get Odyssey.
If I'm
Odyssey,
gonna...
we even joke, like Breath of the Wild was like, the game Odyssey is the fucking Switch game
it
you
is.
have to get.
It
is the Super Mario Sunshine of the Switch.
Yes, it is. But I want to play the shit out of Wolfenstein.
Oh, 100%. Like, I'm so fucking amped for it. And even, oh my god, even the other mini trailer in it too, which was the commercial, was the chick in the sunset, and the fucking massive cyber dog who's barreling through the fucking building, and she's like, come over here, Rover. Oh my god. Awesome.
Was it Lissy? Was that the name of it?
Oh, the name?
Yeah, I think it was Lissy.
It's like Lissy Mark II or something.
That completely reminds me. So Nick and Zach did the Sony recap.
We did.
And during it, I definitely wanted to like pop in and say something, and I didn't.
He's doing it now.
I'm doing it now. So in the gameplay reveal for God of War, at one point, they completely run into the Loch Ness Monster.
Oh yeah,
like 100%.
Oh yeah,
100%. It was great.
Yeah. Nessie.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, Lissy, Nessie. That was the connection. Yep. So here's the thing with Wolfenstein that made me say what I said earlier when you said about Fallout.
Here we go.
Part of Wolfenstein 2 takes place in New Orleans.
Yes.
One of the biggest things that was rumored is that, oh man, Bethesda's working on a New Orleans game. They're not doing New Vegas 2. They're doing New Orleans 2. And a lot of what was seen from developer points of view were that this Wolfenstein game was not Wolfenstein, it was Fallout.
God.
And there were so many people, myself included, that was banking on Fallout New Orleans being announced this year. But
I remember you did bring up at one point.
And then they're going through the trailer, and it was super subtle, but at one point there's a sign that says "Welcome to New Orleans" or "New Orleans that way" or something like that, and it was like 5 miles or whatever, one of those signs. But it was just like, oh, this is what they're doing. They're not doing Fallout, and I'm okay with it.
Here's the one thing I want to say though too, and something I love about Wolfenstein, which I think is perfect for right now.
Yep.
We don't have another big Fallout or Elder Scrolls game. You know what I mean? We don't have the next big one. Here's the thing though, Wolfenstein, the first one at least, and I know it's going to do it for the second one, has been known for big Easter eggs.
Yes.
I think this one is going to be a major spoiler for the next, or at least a hint for the next upcoming big Bethesda game. 100%.
Also, I want to rewind real quick because I realized we didn't give the release date for Evil Within, which, ironically, unlike another game certainly should have done, is it comes out on October 13th, which is a Friday.
The 13th.
The 13th.
Listen, that
another game should have done.
Friday the 13th. Let's be honest. Friday the 13th, and we're going to talk about the game for 10 seconds during our E3 Bethesda fucking conversation.
Yep.
If Friday the 13th had a lot more problems than coming out on a certain day.
Yeah,
game had a lot
if
more
it's ever going to come out physically, it better come out that day. But it's not.
It's never going to come out physically. Especially after the lackluster fucking release.
Yeah.
And people are just like, oh, this is it?
At
the same time, it's
the full game's not even out yet.
Yeah, exactly. Well, already the worst part was I already saw day one I saw people glitching. Do you see the whole thing where people are glitching on the roof
Yeah.
ceiling to just survive long enough? And it's like, well, you already broke the game in half. And who knows if the company's going to fix it?
Yeah.
Because we're talking about a Kickstarter developer. Who the fuck knows they're going to take the time to actually patch it?
Exactly.
That's the worst part.
The other thing that I want to point out too is every single game except for Quake is available on both Xbox One and PS4.
Yes.
Quake is available on just PC.
PC.
And then the VR games are obviously VR exclusives.
Mm-hmm.
But Evil Within, Dishonored, and Wolfenstein, all three of them are available on both the Xbox One and the PS4 and PC.
Yes.
So,
of course.
I think
that wraps it up.
Yeah, that wraps up Bethesda Land because it sucked.
Yeah.
I mean,
yet again.
Wolfenstein and the Evil Within
saved it.
are the only two things that even made it. Yeah.
Saving
If
grace.
they didn't have those, which I knew they were going to have something.
They had to have something. It's Bethesda.
Now, the only thing that Bethesda said earlier in the year that made everybody kind of upset is that they said that they were working on 7 new games, 4 of which were new IPs.
Well, yeah, I was about to say, and we talked about this, not in the last, but I think the podcast before,
yeah,
and we tried to break it down, and we got nowhere.
They didn't even tease it.
No.
They didn't even tease. I called Evil Within 100%.
Yeah.
They did not even tease anything, and I get it. They wanted to stay within this year, and that's cool.
Wolfenstein 2 surprised me.
Oh, yeah, me too. Yeah, that was the bomb drop.
And especially the direction, I was like, oh, wow.
Yes.
But I think too, that more importantly, because they got the, like, oh, people are into this and we did a good job, I definitely think this one's even going to go more.
Yes.
Like,
100%.
You could tell, if they didn't do another big release beside this one, you can tell they're going to put a lot more money, and the development's going to be huge for this
and
one.
I know that Creed is going to outsell it. I know that 100%.
Well, that's impossible. Yeah, you can't beat it.
However, I really
I think the ratings might be better.
I want to see
these
games go head to head on that weekend and see, day one who does a better job.
Well, let's just also throw this out there too. We are talking about Assassin's Creed. If we're talking about a game that's going to compete, the date might get pushed back. Listen, now it has been a game that has been longer development.
Yes.
So
if anything is happening at all with dates being pushed back, Wolfenstein will move.
Yes.
And I think Wolfenstein won't move because of Creed. I think Wolfenstein will move because of Mario. Because not only does it have to deal with Creed, which is multi-system, it has to deal with Mario,
which is impossible.
Which every single person in the world that owns a Switch will be buying Mario.
You have to buy Mario. You have to. You literally have no choice.
If you want to hear us talk more about Mario, we only have one video left to record tonight. It's 2:11 in the morning.
Oh my gosh.
That one's probably going to be about 40 minutes.
It's a big one too. It's a really good one.
Yep, it was the show stealer.
The best for last, in my opinion.
We'll be tired during that video,
here,
but
let me take the breaks
you
off.
go for it.
Take a breather.
Yep.
So just a heads up, everybody, for always the plugs that we throw at the end.
Yep.
Players of the Roundtable, of course. You're checking out the video right now. Always make sure you give that button a subscribe. Always ding the little bell too, just so you get all the notifications for when we're posting new videos.
Yep.
Just like for our E3 heads up, we're doing like 4 or 5 videos in one shoot. So you can get all heads up notification on there. You have to count them out.
5.
Alright, so 5. There we go. So we got 5. Plus, we always do a podcast every week. And especially now, since we have 2 Guys 1 live stream, which you can check them out on Facebook, Twitch as well, which is their main thing. But they do a big montage usually every week, which they've been posting on our channel.
And they're fucking hilarious.
They just did one for
Outlast 2.
Outlast 2, and they have a new one coming up for Dead Rising, which is fucking hilarious. If you thought Outlast was good, Dead Rising is gonna blow.
And if you don't care about Dead Rising, or if you think it's an older game,
just watch it's so worth
just watch it because it's funny.
Yeah,
and it's not us being like, oh hey, like go watch our product.
No, we genuinely care.
It is legitimately funny.
Oh
and Nick and I were laughing our
asses off
when we saw the video. It's great.
Zach and Q are fucking hilarious.
Yes.
So just always check them out. Like I say, you can always just check us out on our channel, Facebook page, Twitch as well. We always Twitch stream.
Yep.
And then, like Jeremy was saying, even too, when we did our announcement video, we have a lot more projects coming up in the works. Coming up this weekend, we'll be doing a big live stream event with all 4 of us. So me, Jeremy, Zach, and Q from 2 Guys 1 live stream.
Maybe Q. Q might be going home. So it might just be the 3 of us.
Yes.
But it'd still be fun.
Q will somehow be involved.
Yes.
We'll maybe get a phone call in.
During the Twitch. Yeah.
Q will somehow.
We'll play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Zach can use his lifeline. He'll call Q. It'll be fine.
Exactly.
We'll be good.
Yeah. We'll do 20 questions. Q will. We'll
Q will
figure
come
it
in for that guess.
Yes. Q will absolutely be involved in some way, shape, or form. But so like I said, guys, that wraps up Bethesda. Wish there was more, but yeah, we got one more for the night. So let's fucking do this shit.
Yep.
So on that note, guys, good evening, good night, good luck, and have a good one.
See you later.